I think the first question to ask is, what is a positive consequence? Usually, when we think of raids to rescue, we think of police going in, arresting all the bad people, saving all the victims, and coming out as heroes. So who are these people that are conducting raids to rescue? I've had experience of this earlier in my career. Often NGOs partner with police to undertake raids to rescue. In order for a raid to have the best possible consequences, it's important that you have trusted and effective law enforcement. Secondly, you need an effective judicial system.
A rescue that could lead to short-term and long-term negative consequences could be where the police come in and they do it in a way that really instills a lot of fear and anxiety in the victims. Now, not all of them would be necessarily victims of trafficking necessarily. If it's a raid of a brothel, for example, some might be victims of sexual exploitation and trafficking, some may not be. But if it's done in a way that is quite violent, that's quite aggressive, if the police conducting the raid did not have the proper training, then they could instill a lot of fear and anxiety in these workers.
เราก็มักจะเชื่อว่าเข้าไปบุกช่วยออกมานะคะจากสถานค้าบริการแล้วเนี่ยก็คือเป็นการช่วยเหลือเขาเนี่ยนะคะแต่ในปัจจุบันเนี่ยเราพบว่าในการที่จะบุกเข้าไปช่วยเหลือในสถานที่ทำงานเนี่ยบางครั้งในสถานที่ทำงานเนี่ยก็จะมีคนอยู่หลากหลายนะคะบางครั้งก็จะเป็นที่สถานบันเทิงนะคะก็จะไม่ได้เป็นกลุ่มที่ทำงานบริการทางเพศเท่านั้น
Now, the process that I'm aware of through my research and speaking with NGOs who are both anti and pro-prostitution and speaking with sex worker organisations, what happens is that all the women are arrested straight away. Now, if you're going into raid and rescue, why do you need to arrest them? Surely they'd be treated as victims. That's the first point. Secondly, more often they're just taken as they are. They're not allowed to get any clothes, they're not allowed to get their ID, their purse, their wallet, anything. So when they're taken down to the station, how are they then expected to prove their identification and age if they don't have the documents with them, if they're not allowed to have them? More often than not, they're not allowed their telephones either. So unless word gets out that they've been taken and arrested down at the police station, they don't know they're there. People don't know they're there. And very often they're left there for weeks, months, sometimes years.
It's really difficult in situations where the victims have already been psychologically tortured. They may also feel some loyalty towards their traffickers and exploiters. They may already have some other relationships with them, and they may also be afraid of the consequences of giving evidence. When victims of trafficking for sexual exploitation come from different countries, they're also concerned about their immigration status. Often they don't want to go home, back to their other countries. They also face stigma. They may not want to be seen in any public light, so they don't want their identity to be revealed.
So positive consequences. Usually there are none, because then once if there are victims that have been rescued, what do you then do with them? Well, are you a victim? Some say yes, some say no, some don't know that they are a victim, some say yes, I didn't want to be here, I don't know what's going on and this has happened to me. But often than not, they're in a country that they don't know, that's being spoken to in a language that they don't know their rights. And what seems to be happening very commonly is that the authorities then saying to them, say you're a victim, we'll put you in a shelter, and then we want you to give evidence against the perpetrator. You can't just expect a victim who's gone through these horrendous crimes to suddenly go, I don't know you, but I'm going to tell you my life story. It doesn't happen. And you can't expect it to happen, and you can't expect to threaten them again by saying, if you don't give us evidence, then we're just going to deport you back to the situation that you were in before.